Alright, hello once again. This is Jeff Scott of Rankin Technical College, and as part of the Rankin Technical College AWD, or Application and Website Development program, and in particular the AWD 1111.NET Framework with Web Databases class, I have been preparing a series of video presentations for the textbook that will be used for this class during the fall 2019 semester, that being Pro ASP.NET MVC 5 in APress text by Mr. Adam Freeman. I am working my way through, and I'm almost through Chapter 9. Alright, I shouldn't even say that. I'm actually closer to about a third of the way through Chapter 9. I did want to mention, try to make this very short, but if I look here, got what? 1, 2. So far, it looks like for this textbook, I've got 53, all right, 53 videos that I've created. I'm probably going to have another 4 or 5, 2 to 5, let's just say, for this chapter. So I'll have somewhere in the vicinity after Chapter 9 of 60 videos. All right. The reason I'm telling you that is with a 27 chapter book, if I equate that out, it should mean about 180 videos. Okay? All right. I'm going to continue on. Submitting orders. We have now reached the final customer feature in the sports store application, the ability to check out and complete an order. In the following sections, the author will extend the domain model to provide support for capturing the shopping details from a user and add the application support to process these details. First thing we want to do is we want to add a class to our entities folder in the domain that's called shippingdetails.cs. And again, that is in the entities folder. All right, there that is. That's kind of weird. Usually when we add a class, we get something in there. Just to be sure, I'm going to remove this and add it again. Delete. Yes. Add class shippingdetails.cs add. There we go. That looks a lot better. When I get something empty like that, it makes me pause. All right. Edit it to match the details shown here. Now, notice first thing we have there is the data annotations. We may get an error here. Warning, we may get an error here. This was the thing I had problems with before trying to add that. Well, the good news is it didn't give me an error, so great. One thing to be real cognizant of here as we start to go through this, and that is, you can already see we're putting some stuff in here. Okay. Even though we're using this system component model, it's not recognizing this stuff. So that isn't good. And I don't know, can we come in here? We tried doing this before, and I had nothing but problems with it, so I wanted to come into the domain here and add my reference. This is where I had the problem, because when I brought this up, there was nothing there, you know, etc., etc., etc. Okay. I may run into major problems right now with this. It says you can see that I'm using the validation attributes from the system component model and data annotations, just I did in Chapter 2. Validation will be discussed further in Chapter 25. The shipping details class does not have any functionality, so there's nothing that can be sensibly unit tested. Okay. My worry, though, is I'm not able to add that reference. Since I'm not able to add that reference, I'm going to get nothing in here. Get rid of some of this stuff here. I'm going to have nothing but problems working with this. Alright, so I can put that using statement in there just fine, but I don't think the system has access to that. And I don't know if I can do something like this to say, for example, sports store dot web UI dot. I don't think it's going to take this. Dot system. See, because in here, I believe I do have that reference in here someplace. System component model data annotations. See, it is right there. But the system, I don't believe, is smart enough. Let's move this onto a new line. So using sports store dot, notice it's just got domain there. That's the only thing that it recognizes. I don't know how to add. I need to be able to come in and add a reference. Alright, I need to be able to come in and add a reference to an MVC domain class. So, and we're already at 8 minutes here. I have no idea if I can find it through here, but I am going to try to come in and Google adding a reference to an ASP.NET MVC domain project. Well, missing directive or assembly reference. That actually looks promising. Guide to this solution. Well, it looks like they're working with the same one here. They're having a different problem, though. Check the namespaces for each. What's the error? Project add references. Yeah. what I'm wondering is somewhere in here I have the actual author's code, and I want to see in the way the author did it if the author was able to add that reference, and if the author was able to add the reference, could I do that? Alright. Now, I don't think I can do this, what I'm about to show you. I don't think this will work, but if I go over to the domain and choose Add Existing Item, alright, I have no idea, like I said, if this is going to work or not, but I'm going to go over to Sports Store here. See, we don't have a references folder. If we did, I'd try to pluck it out of there. I can right mouse click on here, but there's no copy either. Does give me the place where it exists, which is right here. So I'm going to try something that, like I said, probably won't work, but I'm, what's the old saying, spitting in the wind here, seeing if I can get it to work. So I'm going to go and grab all of this. It's right where I want to be. Copy that. Alright, so I'm going to come back to here. I'm going to go to my domain, and I want to add an existing item. I'm going to go there, hit enter. I want to see all files, and I want to find system dot tell you what I want to find in just a second. System component model data annotations, DLL. Add that. Now it added it. That's good news, but I don't think it's got it in the right place. Alright, I don't have a references thing right here. So I can actually add this, but I don't think that the system is going to recognize it. So when I go back to my shipping details, it's not finding it. So I'm going to have to look through here and see if I can figure out how to add this, and I'll come back with that shortly.